If you built an app with AI, do not launch it until you finish this video, because there are a few important things you need to do first unless you want to get hacked. The real reason I say this is because we scan apps every day using our tool, TripleKey, and on average, we get a security score of 34 out of 100. Now, a score that low means that there are dozens of easy ways for a hacker to be able to get in. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 3 mandatory things you need to do before you launch your vibe-coded software. Now, you can fix the holes before a hacker finds them first and racks up thousands of dollars in charges on your account or steals your customers' personal information. Let's get into it. So the first thing you have to do before you launch is get every secret key out of your code. A secret key is basically a password that lets your app connect to another service, like the one that lets it charge cards through Stripe, or the ones that allows you to use a certain AI model. When you build with AI, it usually just writes these keys straight into the code, so everything connects and everything works. And at the time, it all seems completely fine. The problem is those keys just don't sit in the version you're looking at. They get saved into your code's full history. That's because all apps keep a record of every change that's ever made. So if you delete a key today, it's still in your history for anyone to find. And once someone has those keys, they don't even have to hack anything. They can easily rack up thousands of dollars in charges on your payment or AI account, or get into your database and steal all of your customer data. This isn't some rare thing either. Last year, more than 28 million of these keys were found sitting in public code online. That's up 34% in a single year. On top of that, code written with AI leaks these keys at about twice the normal rate. So if you built your app with AI, you're more likely to have this problem. Now, so before you launch, go through and get every one of those keys out of your code. Pull each key out and replace it with a brand new one, because any key that's ever been in your code has to be treated as though it's already exposed. By the way, I'm not saying it's impossible, but finding all of those keys on your own, especially the ones still in your history, it's not an easy task. That's exactly why we built TripleKey, which is a tool that safely reads through your code and shows you exactly where you're exposed. Now, if you want to give it a try for free, I'll leave a link in the description. Anyway, let's keep going. Now, getting your keys out is step 1, but the second thing to check is all the code in your app that you never actually wrote. As the AI builds your app, it constantly pulls in bundles of code that other people already wrote, so it doesn't have to build everything itself. And these bundles usually make up most of your app, which means the biggest part of your software is code you didn't write yourself. That said, the danger here is that AI will sometimes tell you to install a bundle that doesn't even exist. While it's building your app, it recommends these bundles by name. And researchers found that about 1 in 5 of these suggestions aren't real. The AI just makes up a name. And hackers have caught on to this. So now they build actual malware and release it under those exact made-up names. It's frightening. So you end up trusting the AI and installing what it told you to, and just like that, you've let malware straight into your app without ever knowing. The second danger is that even the bundles that are real often have known flaws inside of them. These are flaws hackers already know about and already have the tools to break in, and more of them get discovered each and every year. In fact, around 60% of all break-ins happen through a flaw that already had a fix available, going off of Verizon's yearly security report. Plus, more than 48,000 brand new flaws were logged last year alone. So the chances your app is carrying one are high. So before you go live, go through every bundle the AI had you install and make sure that each one is real, widely used, and free of known flaw. Because the code you didn't write is usually the part most likely to get you hacked. So it's not a step to take lightly. Alright, so those first two checks were about what's inside of your code. But the last thing you need to do is to look at your app from the outside, the way that a hacker would. It's really important you know that a hacker doesn't always need to get into your actual code to find a way in. A lot of your weak spots are sitting right there on your live app for everyone to see. And they can find them sometimes in under a minute without ever logging in or having any kind of access to your app. So now that you know that, one of the first things they check is whether the connection between your app and your users is encrypted. Now, encrypted just means everything sent between your app and your users is locked and no one can read it. And that's exactly what the little lock icon in the browser is telling you. But when that lock is missing, anyone on the same Wi-Fi network can read everything that your users type in, including their passwords and their personal detail. The other big thing they look for is your security certificate, which is the thing that makes the lock show up in the first place. When that certificate expires, browsers start showing everyone a big warning that your site isn't safe to use. And for most people, if they see a warning like that, they're going to leave right away. Meaning if your app actually works perfectly, there's a chance they're never even going to try it. So run both of these checks on your live app before you launch it. Make sure that the lock icon actually shows up when you visit it, and that your security certificate hasn't expired, because this is the exact same thing a customer security team will check before they trust you with their data. Now, you could try to do all three of these checks by yourself, but that means going through your entire code history to find every single hidden key, checking hundreds of packages one by one, and knowing exactly what a flaw looks like when you find one. Now, unless you write code for a living, that's going to be pretty hard to do. So if you want the easiest and most accurate way to know if your app is safe, you can run it through TripleKey by clicking the first link below this video. It connects in about 5 minutes and reads through all of your code without ever changing or storing any of it. From there, you'll get a score from 0 to 100, showing exactly how exposed you are. So again, you can scan your code and see exactly how protected you are with TripleKey for free by clicking the top link in the description. And if you want to see why IBM spent over $5 billion on open source security and why it still doesn't work, then check out this video next.